Alrighty. Alrighty. Here we go. Howdy, folks. Happy Friday to you all. Happy summertime. And the weather is easy. It is officially summer as of 2 days ago. And I think our weather's finally getting the memo because it was pretty brisk, started feeling like early March, and now it is feeling like how summer ought to be. So if it sounds like I have a fan going in the background, it's because I have a fan going in the background so I don't overheat. Just finished some watermelon because it is watermelon season. Nice hydration there. And have some proper water. Make sure you stay hydrated out there. How is everyone today? I am doing pretty alright coming off of the Stardust Accelerator qualifiers. There is a whole lot to go into. We are down to the wire. This is it. Race 9 of 10. Remember way back at the beginning when all this was announced? We were thinking who's who, who's in, who's not. Right, remember the very first teaser photo all blurred? And we figured it out, and I say we like I was there. I just kind of watched it happen. But the collective we figured out who was in and who wasn't in like 45 minutes of a blurry photo dropping. We figured out who was in, who wasn't. We got our predictions together. We were, thinking who's in, who's not. Blue Eye, that's a shock. And now Blue Eye is shocking us for sure in this Stardust Accelerator qualifiers. But time flies when you're having fun. Here we are, race 9, qualifiers 9 of weekend 9. Of something that we were already looking forward to, and now we are here. Crazy how things happen, and even crazier of a qualifier round. Some surprise winners out there, and some surprise losers. Well, not losing yet. They could pull a red eye, go 20. Disconnected, reconnecting. Uh-oh. Okay, I hope you... Okay, there we go. Thank you, OBS. It's trying its best. Trying its best. Where was I? I was talking about some of these standings. Some of these crunch times. Saw some thing about the last time the Crazy Cat's Eyes were at Stardust Accelerator. I believe it was their clinching title. Their clinching race, rather. I believe that was a 29-point weekend, too, to clinch. Like, it was something pretty clutch, blows everyone out the water. Now, I actually want to start off with that, because I talk about math, big math stream, as always. Whenever I say someone that has better math than I will do the math, I most often than not am talking about Nova Wolf. Because Nova Wolf puts together these really great simulations, and in turn comes out with these really great models. So this was... Hold on, let me pull up the standings too with this. I believe they also made this as well. I watch these when they drop on my television. Has a completely different aspect ratio than everything else here. So I'm not sure if this was a graphic from last week that was a part of the video. Well, I watched the video. I should know this. But if you need a refresher from Monday's stream following race 8, if you're in green, so basically the top 10 have a chance, but after 8, you have a chance to win the overall championship, okay? So, if you're in yellow, you can still podium, I believe, and if you are, like, yellow and orange, yellow is sort of, you control your own destiny a bit. You need the teams above you to collapse. You need to run the table. Orange would need to move mountains to end up on the podium, and then if you're in red, go home. Just, you're done. You're done. So, here were the possibility, all the odds for teams for championship, for podium, and for overall, or for individual championship on the right column. And then here, team probabilities, podium probability. So, Hazers, 99.2% chance that they end up on that final podium. If you saw how Cloudy did, and we're going to get into that because we have a whole entire qualifiers to talk about. I'm kind of believing in that 0.8. I am sort of believing in that 0.8. So Green Ducks were the last team to have a shot. This point, less than 0.1% chance to win, and this is too high of an estimation. 0.1% is too kind for what the Green Ducks needed. They needed everyone in the top spots to collapse. They needed Hazers 0 points, and then back-to-back 29-point weekends. Back-to-back 29-point weekends would have tied them with the Hazers if the Hazers got back-to-back zeros. And then they would win the tiebreaker off of medal count because it would be 2 golds and a silver rather than 2 golds and 2 bronzes, because medal type trumps medal count, which I'm not necessarily a fan of, but it's the system that happens. That is over. That is over for the Green Ducks. We're gonna get into why that is, but that is over. Team primary, so team primary pretty good. Hazers seem to have it on lock. 0.8% chance that they miss the podium. 30% chance that they choke the podium away, or choke the championship away. 30% much easier numbers to believe in. 0.8, gotta say, off to a good start with that 0.8. So we'll be referring back to this a lot as these qualifiers go down, because I'm going to need so many refreshers on so many marbles. Billy won here last year from P15. Is that really what happened? No, Marbula won season 3. Cause big if true. Oh, that's right. That was race 8. That's right. Okay, so it's possible. It's possible. Have faith, Ducks fans. It's over for the championship bid because you needed 29 points. Which, yeah, wing and a prayer. So, Roldo out here with close encounters. That means he's getting abducted by aliens. Now, Season 4 has had very questionable camera work. This one had its moments. I know Madman is working on a questionable camera work montage of this season, and it, in my opinion, is just going to be the entire season. But in terms of set design, right, the track has issues. We're getting into that. But aesthetically, the black lights, everything glowing, all the stars, all the planetary everything was just beautiful. Oh, look at it! Look at this! Look at that! What other track has had such pomp, such circumstance? Was that Roldo? I don't think that was Roldo. Oh, that might be. I don't know. Because it said they're having a close encounter. Yeah, I don't think that's Roldo. I think that's a bit too transparent. I think he's going to be around that UFO, though. But the special effects that Marvel just died. That Marvel didn't die. It's pomp, it's circumstance, it's a magic trick. It's art. This location was so beautiful. I need more of this. I really do. Oh, no, that's Roldo. Yeah, I think that one's Roldo. Yeah, no, it's hard to see. The black light makes colors very tough to see. Oh man, this is gonna be 13 laps. I had not crunched these numbers at all. I was working too hard on this thumbnail to crunch numbers ahead of time, which means that at the end, after this, but then before the bingo, we're gonna crunch the numbers, get some lines in.
Happy campers to welcome everyone into their backyard.
What if Roldo is an alien? Checks out.
Still inside the top 10, however.
King Stardust wanted a selfie with Roldo.
Meant a lot to him. Rizzy gets us started. Marble bet, I think, is ready for this season to be done.
The thumbnail is wrong. I'll be the judge of that.
3 points, that is tied with Bolt for the fewest of any marble.
Oh, what the heck?
The entire season, and that 3-point outing.
Yeah, why
Grand Prix of the entire year. 26.
Why it do that? I changed it.
That Rizzy sets
I
as
changed
Mocha
it.
Comes down, but is now a much faster second sector. That quick chicane.
Oh, it's too big.
As he blasts through the accelerator,
It's too big.
180-degree hairpin. There you see that little right-left. And
Rip.
Mocha betters the
That's
time by
why.
0.3 of a second.
I need to save it as a
Comes out
JPEG.
now.
I could do that right now. Like, it is amazing how clutch
in the third
the top 10 racers are.
Quite what happened, but
Of the top 10 teams.
well down in
The racers of the top 10 teams, rather.
a couple of marbles that have
In these qualifiers. Because you could just tell. You could just tell how the first 10 raced that they weren't gonna see Q2. They were just very bad. Like Mocha Rizzy, seriously. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
Thunderbolts, one podium,
And then Blue Eye out of nowhere. That was a shot. The shockingest, the most shocking, the shocker of shockers coming out of this is what Blue Eye did. But some of these usual suspects, and it's these usual suspects from these usual teams, You can just tell that they're not gonna go anywhere.
Already down for the balls of chaos.
Oh man, Iceberg absolutely ate a wall here. So Tumult's coming across. Whee!
But I think this right here, that 180-degree hairpin, that is going to be crucial for nailing this lap. Oh, as I say that, Iceberg nails the wall in that quick chicane.
As I say that, Greg Woods was so ruthless in his commentary today. Like, he is about to take my job. He is straight up roasting some of these marbles, which, I mean, honestly, they had to deserve it. Blue Eye is falling to bottom 5 in the race. Please, for my bingo's sake. Be right back. I'm going to turn off the fan. Never mind, I just turned it around to blow the hot air out because it was just blowing hot air around. So we good. CCE are front runners. Yeah, maybe when it was Red Eye and Yellow Eye, but Red Eye and Blue Eye, you're messing with synergy. This is gonna suck if Blue Eye wins tomorrow, just because most of what I've written of them for my rooting video talks about how bad Blue Eye is at Marbula 1. Who is most likely do you think will win this season? Win the season? Hazers probably have it on lock.
Could be another place where your lap time comes undone. I'll be interested to see by the time race day comes, or even at the end of Q2.
So,
how many marbles have handled
the location?
Complete 180. Are they riding the curves all the way around?
The location, all of the different
line up against them.
That
could be the quicker way to do it. Pinky Panther is quicker than most.
Jeez, how did Pinky Panther get up there? And then Blue Eye's gonna come across, and I'm gonna say, how did Blue Eye come across there? So, where are my thoughts? The track is kind of bad. The, location, all the different special effects, all of the lighting, beautiful. Beautiful, right? The track itself is very bad. There are so many of these little, just like the smallest nooks and crannies at these joints of where these tracks come together. Some of the angling is strange, where Club is right here in the picture-in-picture. This section is tilted slightly, so like nobody's taking the outside line. They're all taking this inside line because that's just how the track is tilted a bit. And there are so many small protrusions. That's a big word for me today, apparently. There are just these small protrusions that these marbles hit, lose all their momentum, lose their lines, like what I'm doing, reading off of my minutes, don't know my lines. But they go one way, don't even hit a wall, just hit a piece coming off of the wall, and completely lose their line of where they're going.
Club trending 10th through the first split. Marbula is 17th in the standings, but has found some consistency.
That being said, there isn't a whole lot to look out for these competitors.
The first time that Club has done 2 weeks in a row. Goes into 5th.
So, oh yeah, it's a top 10. After 10. There aren't too many things to worry about in
1/2 of
this
Q1 is
one.
complete. 10
Electron
laps,
Expressway
to
last
go.
week.
And we'll start to
Whole
see
lot
those
of
who are
corners that I
eliminated
was
who are
right.
safe appear
Right?
in that
Turn
second
9,
pylon.
turn 13.
Or red. Pinky
It
Panther
was
looking pretty good up
the
top.
chevron, and that's the word I was
Pinky
missing.
Panther goes quick.
That's the word. Where Billy is right now, that is a chevron. Remember that because I saw the gas station Chevron, and their logo is a chevron, which is what that thing is. But that is a very uncommon word to remember on a daily basis, because how many words do you know have a V followed by an R? Not a whole lot. So, turn 9 had that chevron that a lot of these racers jumped over, lost their momentum, lost their speed, lost their leads, right? Turn 9 Electron Expressway, and then the quad splits at turn 13 definitely was the difference. Looking at Mallard almost getting a 29-point weekend there. Got it stolen at the very last second by Starry. That is not the case here. Even that 180 turn following the accelerator is nothing to worry about. Yeah, see, look at that bump that Billy just did. Bonk, bonk. Just losing a whole lot of time, and that's not anything you can do, because there's nothing you can do about that. That's just how the track is shaped. You're gonna be forced over into that line, into that path.
Just under 1/10 of a second quicker. Billy down that back stretch. Across the
So,
line.
Billy! What happened? 2 seconds. And it really just came in that last stretch. That's not where the accelerator's at. What the heck happened? It looked like whatever happened was obscured by the racing graphic.
What happened? Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, even Greg Woods says it. Here, we're getting some Grog Woods. Gonna be a whole lot of Grog Woods today. He has so many one-liners.
Billy down that back stretch. Across the line.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah.
They see a purple number here. That means fastest of anyone.
Yeah, see, fastest of everyone. Billy was about to take pole. Provisionally, in Q1. About to take first place. About to take first place. And apparently Roldo's over here somewhere. Probably. Are they in it? Oh, they're in it. They're in it. That's Roldo. So Roldo was next. Roldo was next. They're the sacrifice. They weren't there at the beginning. That was just the act of this troop.
Full number
Yeah, so that's Roldo.
Some bits of hope. And they see a purple number here. That means fastest of anyone.
Fastest of anyone.
Just under 1/10 of a second quicker. Billy down that back stretch. Across the line. What happened?
What happened? That was me. That was muting my microphone and not the desktop audio. Point B. What happened? That was me watching this at the same time Greg said. I'm like, what happened? On track to take in the top spot away from Pinky Panther, which, as much as I am a Pinky stan, what the heck is Pinky Panther doing out there? About to take first place provisionally, guarantee a spot at least to get to Q2, somehow beefs it 2 seconds behind. What the heck? What happened?
Did Billy
I
get
am still on halftime. There we go.
lost? 2
And then
seconds
Quasar
down. Billy goes dead last.
able to
Quasar, 14
secure a
Galactic.
spot
They wonder
to
what this
Q2.
marble can do. Goes just shy of being
Oscar
safe
two.
and into Q2.
Billy playing
oh,
bumper
man.
cars.
The crowd will be watching that spot. Stinger and Billy are out. Ecto is not trending well.
Does not
Ecto
do well yet. Went on the cusp. So Ecto did not have a good first sector. I think that's Roldo again. I think that's still Roldo.
Stinger and Billy are
Let's
out.
beat
Ecto,
Blue
the
Eye.
crowd will be watching
How does
that
Blue
spot.
Eye do what Blue Eye
Stinger
do?
and Billy are out. Ecto is not trending well.
Up in this. Just
Ecto.
staying off the walls. That's all you
only
really
in
have
10th.
to do.
That is not safe. In the
All
standpoint,
they had to
there's a
do.
lot of marbles to go. Sirius is eliminated. Definitely not safe. Mocha and Quasar does make it. Well, I think some of the crowd are just noticing that right now, and they are thrilled. Blue
And
Eye
then-
comes across the...
What the heck? What the heck, Blue Eye? What the heck? What the heck? How does that work? This is a very straightforward track, but there are just so many different divots and bits and bobs that these racers hit and then lose their momentum. So I guess from that standpoint, all you have to do is avoid mistakes and then hope that everyone in front of you makes those mistakes that you're avoiding, which happens in Q2
hello.
for Blue Eye to do what Blue Eye do.
Ahead of everyone.
Origin up here
Blue
doing
Eye
at least better
has
than
drawn some
Wolfpack.
criticism, to say the least, from both fans of Crazy Cat's Eyes and others wondering about that choice to put Blue Eye.
I was so happy for Origin to take Q2. So many times this season, O-Rangers miss out on Q2. Back half of the season, looking way better for the O-Rangers. Way better. First half was a disaster. O-Rangers bouncing back at least. They are in 5th provisionally. 0.8% chance. I like those odds. I like those odds. Like, it needs to be a 29-point weekend next week. But even though this week wouldn't be a 29-point weekend, I believe, assuming, I mean, there are 5 teams ahead of them. If this is the bottom 5, then the O-Rangers are singing a happy tune, assuming that Origin finishes well. And then it'd be a Clementon 29-point weekend to close out the season. It's that 0.83% better chance for the O-Rangers to win this season than for the Hazers to choke the podium. I don't know what that's saying about the O-Rangers. I'm not sure what that's saying about the Hazers. All I do know is that I believe in the 8%. 0.8% rather. 0.8%. 8% much different thing. 0.8%. You're telling me there's a chance.
Into Marbula 1.
Oh yeah, here's the Mo moment.
Some criticism.
Here's the
to
Mo
say the
moment.
least, from both
In
fans
that
of Crazy
split
Cat's Eyes and others
maneuver, in that
wondering about that choice
chevron,
to put
great
Blue Eye into Marbula 1.
Origin cements a
It's paying off
Q2
right
spot.
in this race at least,
Momo
but
not the cleanest. Not the cleanest
into Marbula
180.
and it's paying off right in this race at least. But is it too little, too
but
late?
still keeping it nice,
So up top,
conservation
those
of
who are
momentum
safe,
into
Blue Eye,
that turn.
Pinky Panther,
That
Mocha,
turn is going
Quasar,
to
and now
be the do or
Origin
die.
came through. Tumult,
I
Ecto,
think.
Sirius, Stinger,
Yeah, and
Billy.
then Momo. Beautiful. All right. I'm just gonna answer this question so the dude stops asking. When do another marble roast? If so, what team? I'll roast Team Momo. Why not?
Are out. Let's add Thunder to that mix, who will not
and
advance as Momo
See the back
goes
half.
up to P2.
The back half of these racers were just so great to watch. Don't even have the first 10 race, the back 10 race. Just have RNGesus for the bottom 10 to start the race. Because the top 10 is what everyone wants to see. Although Cerulean, saves it. Cerulean saves it. And then Swifty. Let's see what is Swifty's undoing here. That middle sector with the accelerator. Finding those walls did it. Finding those walls did it. So there's this corner right here. Right there. That little jog over. Looks like they ran into that head on. Maneuvered this turn pretty alright. But this is going to be, flashbacks to Origin at wherever, dropping 8 spots, right, at a turn just like this, because you can take a line head on into that wall, lose all your momentum. Swifty didn't do that, but did do that farther up. Just finding all those walls. Speaking of finding all these walls, Cloudy. Let's watch Cloudy. They started out red. Chevron was all right. Pretty slow going into the accelerator. Very light marble. So really any bump is going to hinder them. And that right there. You see it? Right here. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. They were on a line. They were on a path. They just bumped that connection. And all of a sudden, instead of going here, they're going there, which is not where they wanted to be. Could have made up some of that time, possibly. They were in 13th. But they could have made up some of that time in the third stretch. And weren't able to do that because they lose a ton of momentum. Like, that was a pretty clean straightaway. Like, actually, that might have been it. Might have been it. If that doesn't happen, they are taking 10th at least. Probably 10th at most, but they finished 11th, just outside of it. And we've seen what some of these marbles can do when they start in 11th, right? Not knocking them in any way, shape, or form. It's just they were out for the battle for pole, which is something they need. Part of this 60%, 99%, that wasn't talked about entering this race, this qualification, as much as it should have been, as it ought to have been, right? It's still true, even though Cloudy didn't take P1. Because 29-point weekends always help, If Cloudy wins tomorrow and Speeder's 0, okay? Swifty in 15th. And someone saying that 15th place won last time because that was Billy at Stardust Accelerator. I'm not worried about the speeders. Let me sleep on them for once. Please. I can't get no rest when the Savage Speeders are out on the track, out on the field, out wherever. They haunt me. Let me just sleep on them for once. If Cloudy wins and Swifty gets 0 points, which all they have to do is drop 1 spot, Cloudy would need to climb 10 spots. It has happened before. We've seen larger leaps happen in the past. If Cloudy wins, Swifty takes 0 points, Hazers clinch the championship. That is where we're at with this. Sleeping on the speeders is always a bad idea. Yeah. Also, Billy. Billy won here last year. We have not seen a racer go from 20th to 1st ever, I do believe. Swifty just has to drop 1 spot because they're in 15th, which would be 1 point. The bottom 5 get 0 points. I mean, Swifty to the basement, like, let me say a hallelujah. I think that's the least said word on this channel. Because the Savage Speeders always show up, even when they are dead. They are not dead, they're only mostly dead, because mostly dead still means a little bit alive. And they are very much alive in the championship race. In the, in the individual championship, they still have both their racers in. Ooh, might have to rain check on that following this Q2, this 3-lap shootout for pole. Is Swifty still in it? Or will that have to be decided tomorrow? So look at that. Look at how chunky that was. Look at how chunky that is. There's no speed in that. Just because of how this track is angled. They should all be taking that outside line because they all want to be taking that outside line. But the track tilts inward, so they lose that momentum to follow inside, and then they lose even more momentum on that little corner there. Now, they love switching to that camera angle. That camera angle is good to look at once, but they switch to it every time they pass that way. That better not be the case tomorrow. I cannot see that angle 13 times if there is a championship-defining battle for first, and we're watching 16th take that turn. Even here, we're watching 6th and 7th in the battle for first. Battle for first way out there. Barely get to see it. Momo, if Momo takes that belt cleanly, they're winning the 3-lap shootout. They're taking pole position, 29-point weekend happening. But they just come in with too much speed. Look at that. Look at this. If they take that cleanly, then they are a length ahead of Blue Eye. But instead, they end up on the same track as Blue Eye on the belt into the final lap. in the shootout for pole. I still thought they had it. But that bump! Look at that. Slow motion for me. Get Grog Woods in this. Look at that. It was this track. That connection. That joint right there. I guess it's not a joint. Because joints bend. This is not a bendy bit. That connector piece. Momo runs into it. There are going to be so many. And I'm not going to use this word and how it means. But track defects. Okay? Not that I think that any teams or racers should be awarded any points because of track defects, because skill issue. But that's not a skill, that is a track defect. You're taking a certain line. You're taking this outside line. That's what you want to be on. That's where everyone is. And then you just get bonked right there. Lose out on your spot. Lose out on all that momentum. Those turns through that first sector are just very bad. The layout, the tilt with it, very bad. And we are going to get 13 laps of that. I guarantee it. Tomorrow in the Grand Prix. So Blue Eye comes across first pole ever in their rookie season in M1. Not saying it's the right decision, but at least they did something right. Let's see if they go scoreless. That would help my bingo for Sheezy. Greenstone had that problem a lot too. Yeah. Bump versus Momo, definitely. All right. I don't think they did any. Nope. They didn't do any replays of anything in the track. They just hit us with the strobe lights, the disco ball. Best lighting, I swear. Track, very bad. Needs a lot more improvements. For Stardust, Accelerator, the third, very regal sounding. And they did get rid of the tubes. Unfortunately. Yeah, Momo P2 real for sure. Wonderful set design, wonderful lightings, wonderful ambiance, right? But in terms of the track, it's just not happening. It is just not happening. Okay. So Cerulean, we've seen what happens with the Cobalts when starting P10. Anything can happen. It can happen. All right. So quick maths. Average lap time was 27.09 seconds. We get 13 of those. So 352.17 seconds. That's pretty. All right. That's what, 5-ish minutes, almost 6 minutes. Yeah, almost 6 minutes. Sheesh. All right, so taking Cerulean's time into consideration, that is 91.72 seconds for 3 laps. Nine 1.672 seconds. And that was for 3 laps. we want it for 13, which would be 4.34, which gives us, all right, 397 and a whole lot of decimal places. Just round that up real quick. 0.86. All right, let's get this average up. 398.86 plus 352.17. Divide that by 2. Get 375.015. And now I'm going to do the 0.14 multiplier. Almost had it last week. It hit because I did just 4% increase in time. So I'm going to multiply that by the 14%. Is that right? No, it doesn't sound right. 427 seconds. That's 7 minutes. Nah, it happened for 7 minutes. Or maybe it will. And we hit the under nice. Well, let's just go back to this, what the times were like the last time at Stardust Accelerator. Big math stream. This is why I rely on Nova Wolf for all my numbers. Because math is not my friend. Wow, okay, so Billy won it. It was only 11 laps the last time we were here. But the average lap time was 33 seconds. Billy won it in 6.5 minutes. It was only 11 laps. So, never mind then. Let's keep it rolling with this 427.5. So, 7 minutes, 7.5 seconds. That is where our line sits. The times are slower because the tubes are real slow. That is true. But instead of the tubes, we have the nonsense that is this first sector allowing Blue Eye. Look at that. That is just very not well put together, in my opinion. Just look at this loss in momentum. Let's have Grogwood. Let's have our old buddy, old pal, Grogwoods. Because this is the moment where Blue Eye becomes a pole sitter, which I am still not used to saying, because Blue Eye was just disaster day in and day out.
He is not.
So good shove. Good shove to get separation.
Oh, trouble on the wall. Blue Eye goes back to the...
But just that change in direction, that loss of momentum, that is not pretty to see. Not really great to watch. Instead of maintaining momentum around this curve, they slow up.
Oh, trouble on the wall. Blue Eye goes back to the lead.
Loss of momentum. So yeah, 7 minutes. I can see that happening. That's probably gonna happen. So that is our line. And these are our starting positions Allegedly, everyone's starting on the inside line. Or, not everyone. Only 3 spots. But the podium sitters the last time. Stardust Accelerator Jr., right? We have Stardust Accelerator the third. Last year's Stardust Accelerator Jr. All the podium sitters at the end of that started on the inside edge. So I don't know what... No, I do know what starting gate is looking like. Is this... Which direction's the inside? Is this it or this it? Because if it's Momo, Arab, Quasar, like, that's a pretty hype podium. That would be a pretty hype podium. We still have the Co-Momary podium. That could happen, should happen, might happen, will happen. Seeing what Royal could do starting in P10. This is Cerulean. Much different story for Cerulean this time around. But it would help them. It would help the team's cause for sure to, you know, not be bad for once. Please and thank you. Cerulean. Because it really is Cerulean. Royal holding up their end of the deal immensely. Looking at a new graph. It's not relevant, but it's got pretty boxes. Royal able to hold up their end of the deal, hold up their end of the team. Cerulean has not been looking so hot. I could see a Cerulean drop to the basement from 10th. Blue Eye has the insight. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so Blue Eye, Pinky Panther, Chalk. What's Mocha doing here? Why is Mocha doing here? Forget that the Chocolatiers are in any competition they compete in ever. Right? This is an absolutely blurst podium. Blue Eye, Pinky Panther, Mocha. That is absolutely cursed. Now this. Momo, Cerulean, that's looking blessed. Or maybe even if Origin wants to pop up on that podium. 707.5 is the line. We are going to have calling it now. Ooh. I don't think Cerulean's gonna do it. I don't think Cloudy's gonna do it either. Nor Swifty. I think the championship contenders are gonna drop. Because I just want that bingo, right? I just want that bingo spot. So 707 is the time that the winning marble will come across. And I say, where's Galactic at? Galactic still got a chance. Pretty elite. Man, imagine Blue Eye 29-point weekend. Imagine Blue Eye 29-point weekend. Blue Eye stops on the track and gets lapped, please. This 0.01% for the cat size, that would be huge toward that. You know, looking at this bingo, We still don't have a host team wins. I think back-to-back, when your team has less than a % chance, if you run the table, 3 straight golds to end the season? Give me Quasar winning. Give me Quasar winning. And let me have him hit that under. And then Momo starting second. I think they could end second. Definitely. Let's also have Momo hit the under. 707. The line. My prediction for the winning marble time. For Quasar time, 707. Drop my pen. Let me get Orangin. No bias or anything. But I just think Arab gonna have to keep it interesting. Orangin gonna hit the over. I think Cerulean, Cloudy, Swifty not gonna have good numbers. Not gonna put up good numbers at all. Fastest lap. Who had... God, it really was Blue Eye with the fastest qual lap time. You already know it's going to be someone with no business. It's going to be Tumult. Fastest lap. Tumult going to take 18th. Fastest lap. Because they have no business doing fastest lap when they are in the middle of nowhere, going nowhere very quick. And then slowest lap, I haven't been keeping up on these slowest laps with these time deltas, albeit I haven't been really searching for them. Don't know who took slowest lap last week. I think slowest lap this week be Thunder. That just sounds right. Give me Thunder's slowest lap. All right. 7:07 is the time that Quasar will come across, and then Momo, and then Orangin. Momo gonna keep their championship hopes alive, especially if/when Cloudy falls off the cliff, Cerulean falls off the cliff, Swifty falls off the cliff. The stage is set. I forget if I mentioned this when the races were announced, now that we know the lineup of this weekend and next weekend with Casino Square. The script is there for Momo to overtake that's 29 points. It had to be a 29-point weekend for Momo. Almost got it. That would have been absolutely insane. It was almost there. Blue Eye gotta screw up everything. So if it's a 28-point weekend, still nothing to bat an eye at by any stretch of the imagination. If Cloudy gets a goose egg in this one, Momo wins. Everyone up between them also gooses, also gets low points. We'll see Team Momo jump the standings. The script is there for Momo to set their team up into scoring position, winning position, championship position, heading into the final race of this tournament. And then Memo absolutely chokes it away. That is the script being set right here, right now. That Momo captures that moment. Remember race 6? Remember race 8? What we said in all these? We said it was Momover. It was meme over. The script is there for Momo of Team Momo. What did they say in the memo? What was their nickname? The dumpling, like the quickest dumpling. Quickest dumpling. Because if/when that happens, this is what would happen. That Momo puts Team Momo in striking position. Mimo blows it. And then it's the Hazers coming out on top, showing that knee-jerking someone off of your team is the right way to go. And especially with how Blue Eye performed in these qualifiers. Again, we've seen other things drop. We still have this bingo to go over. We could see this drop. Pole sitter gets 0 points in that race. It could happen. But if that happens, I think Mimo will be dropped from the M1 roster. Which should not happen, would not happen, because who do you replace Mimo with? It cannot happen, should not happen, but we said the same thing about Yellow Eye. And look at what happened. So, yeah, winning dumpling. Winning dumpling. Momo might just be the winning dumpling. Second is definitely better than 18 other teams. But just how Starry did last week, especially now that it is home territory for Quasar and the fact that we haven't had a host team win, I'm thinking the host team is going to take it this week. Just so we can have this. Right here, and right here. Holding my bingo together. My bingo is holding on for dear life. And imagine if Blue Eye does get lapped. If they do get stuck. If it's a turn 6 situation. Let me go back to the race. The track layout. This turn 11 is where all of these donkage is going to happen. If a marble's going to get stuck, it's going to be either here or maybe even here because of what we've seen with these slow ups before. Like this line, this should be the line coming out of turn 4 into this conjoined turn, that outside edge. But there's that tilt. They start toward that outside edge, lose momentum, go back to this inside edge, hit the wall, lose all more momentum, and then just kind of slide off of the wall heading into the accelerator. So if there's any turns to look out for, I'm going to say this one. So these turn 5, turn 6. We can sleep on all this. Maybe turn 9, turn 10. This little junction. This little jog over. Seen some racers absolutely eat this. But I think turn 11 is going to be the one where some of them absolutely eat it. And then it's going to be the bumps on the last turns here. So turn 13, there's the bumps here. 14, you got the bumps here, here, and here. But that's just a track defect. Those bumps should not be bumping that hard. But in terms of an actual turn, watch out for turn 11. If any marble is going to be lapped, which please God, bingo, any laps, any DNFs, it's going to happen here. Any stall outs, any red flags, haven't had a red flag. My bingo's calling for 2 of them. If there are any red flags need to happen, want to happen, haven't happened, it's going to be right here. Photo finish, haven't had that yet. If Momo stays in M1 after their Season 3 performance, Momo should stay in after this Season 4. That is a pretty solid take, not gonna lie. So, Blue Eye, Marble DNF. Need that fire again. Because they're the pole sitter. If they get lapped, then they DNF. That's 0 points. If they fall off, call it an injury, and call out a red flag. Could happen. Oh, new champion, that's still in the realm of possibility. Still no Sand Rally Marble spot. That's kind of interesting. Doesn't really happen all too often. Maybe it's just a Marble League thing that they show up. M1 seems to be a sort of filler tournament, although now, especially with what the Cat Size did and what they almost did last year, it's turning into a cutthroat tournament. So maybe they just don't want to show up to it. Marble League is the bread and butter for the channel. Especially just for the channel. Marble League is definitely where it's at, so maybe we'll see Sand Rally Marbles appear in the Marble League. Host team wins, I'm hoping for that. 38-second qual lap is only happening if Casino Square is 40 seconds long. 9-second win, do not think that is going to happen. Unless something weird happens with the accelerator. These marbles just don't accelerate. There's a traffic jam. There's a stoppage. Could happen. Streaker hasn't happened yet. Stadium security putting in work, making sure that doesn't happen. Marble injury hasn't happened yet. But 6 contenders in the final race, especially with how the teams who could put it away, who could ice the other team's seasons. If everything went well for the top 3 teams, it would only be the top 3 teams, 4 teams in consideration. But for the fact that they could drop, knock on wood, we could see 6 contenders heading into the final race. That would be excellent because so many things. Qualifiers next week is going to be insane if we end up with 7 teams in contention. Like, if you don't do well in qualifiers, could you imagine if this was race 9? Not race 9. Race 10. Could you imagine Green Ducks getting 29 points when they need 29 points? And then Billy doing this. You have a chance to take the championship with a 29-point week, and then you show up and take 20th in qualifiers. And that's your season. Heading into the final race. All you have to do, maybe even that, maybe not even that. We're going to see some teams. All they need is a 29-point weekend. And they do not get pole, and that is your championship bid over. That is going to be so exciting to watch if it does happen. What I do not want happening, and seems to be the consensus worldwide, or not worldwide, site-wide rather, fandom-wide, is that they don't want to clinch. They do not want a championship clinch heading into the final event because what's the point? It's just a battle for second. Okay. Got through all my minutes. Talked about who's on pole, who should be on pole, who's in P20, who shouldn't be in P20. Talked about the Mo moment. Actually wrote it down twice. because that's how much of a Mo moment the Mo moment is. Talked about Cloudy and Swifty. Not looking so hot out there. Talked about the track layout. All the different things that I think are wrong in it. Talked about the aesthetic of the arena, of the track, of the stadium. Went through some math, talked about the bingo, got my picks in. We're going Quasar showing up under 7 minutes, 7 seconds. Same with Momo. Origin coming in third. Hitting the over. Fastest lap going for Tumult. Slowest lap going for Thunder. That's everything I had to talk about. And also, Blue Eye! Blue Eye, please choke. Momo for individual. Team Momo for team champion. Huge if true. Huge if that happens. Let's hope that happens. If you are a Momo fan. Which, I'm definitely not rooting against them. But, Rangers, 0.8! It could happen. Alright. Those are my minutes. It has been an hour 15. That is my thumbnail, which I need to export as a JPEG to make it the thumbnail of this video, because it too chomky to be the thumbnail. Thing is 8 gigs. There we go. Now it should be the thumbnail. Now it's all set up. Now it's looking nice. So much happening. We got space. We got live Momo reaction. We got some Marcin, because of course how could we not have Marcin? We have some Hazers Country. Let's cry. We got some Ducks on Fire, because that's all can be said about the Ducks at this moment. At least Billy at this moment. They could run it back. Could have 20th place take first. Anything can happen. But whatever happens tomorrow will be knee-jerked about on Monday. Will be picked apart mercilessly. Whole lot to talk about next Monday concerning the Grand Prix for Stardust Accelerator, because whatever happens will have immediate championship implications. I guarantee it. And when I am back here Monday picking it apart, I hope you are here watching me. I just spit on my spit guard for my mic. I guess that's why we have them. That has been the stream. Have a good Friday. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good, weekend. I guess we'll see tomorrow how good some people's weekends will be, especially if it is a Mo moment. As always, thank you for watching me. And Waluigi's gonna take us out. Take care. Bye-bye.